Okay, one more thing I want to tell you about these. These were the two doors that they were working on. Remember, we're going to get longer screws. And I left one out somewhere here. Right there, I left that one out. And the other one that was stripped, but that was not tightening, was that one there. And there's another one down there. Remember I said you're going to get 1 3/4 to 2 inch screws. The length. Well, you also have to remember, this was the last thing I'm going to tell you about this. You have to remember that when you put the screws in, the first 1/2 inch of this is screwing straight into the sheetrock edge of the wall. Wood stud is a 1/2 inch beyond the edge of the door jamb, going this way. So with this screw here, I can't just take 1 3/4 screw and just ram it straight in, can I? Because if I do, it's not going to tighten up. It's just going to go through the rest of the door stop, and it's going to hit on the back, and it's just going to drive right into the sheetrock, and that's not going to work. So once I get ready, I'm going to have to take a drill bit. I'm going to have to actually angle it a little bit so that and not at too much of a drastic angle to hit the stud, because if I go too much, the head is going to stick out. I may have to tap it with a hammer and kind of flatten it out, but I want to get it at enough of an angle so I hit the edge of that stud, especially on the screws, on the hinges. So if you've got a three screw hinge like this one's going to be harder to do by angling it, but the one down here, see this? That one there, I still can't go straight because here's the edge, then you got 1/2 inch sheetrock. That's going to hit the edge, so I'm still going to have to angle that, but I'm not going to have to angle it as drastic as I would this one. Does that make sense? Okay, so all those different ways on tightening up a screw, check those out, get your screws. I'll be back later to put those in. I might not even show video of that, but you know, I went to the hardware store before and I got a little bit thicker screws, but see, the screw head that was in there was like that. If I get a different neck size with bigger threads, the head is just a hair bigger. See, that one there is bigger than the one that goes in the hinge. So the tendency is, if you put that one in, like I did with this door here, see how it sticks out of the hinge just a little bit? That middle one as opposed to the top one. That was the existing one. That was the one with the bigger threads. It sticks out a little bit. Plus, if you remember, I put it in that one and it didn't even tighten up. In fact, just for kicks, I'll put this bigger one in over on this door here just to see, because sometimes it'll work depending how stripped out the screw is. Let's say another reason why I do it by hand, and we'll just see. It's a little bit snugger, but I can still tell that it's just slightly loose still, but it's tighter than the other screw in there, and I may have to end up using something like that if I can't get those other ones in there, but I have a feeling I'll be able to get the other one in at that angle. Let's just try this one down here and see even if I use a longer screw, this screw is going to the back side of the door stop, because the door stop is 3/4 of an inch thick. I could put see, it's still turning. See, that's what I call a stripped threads. It's not actually the head that's stripped. It's just the wood. The threads inside are spinning because the threads are just too big now. Even if I had this screw right here, this is the last bit I'm going to tell you, like I said before. Even if I used one that's 2 inches, can you see if I used one 2 inches, 2.5 inches, 3 inches long, it's not going to be any tighter than that, because I'm just going to be hitting the edge of the sheetrock through there, because I got the sheetrock there, see? So I would have to pre-drill a hole about that angle, and I could use a bigger screw like that. But at that point, I might as well get the right size head so that it kind of sinks in there a bit. Because if I use this head here, this bigger head, and if I put it at an angle with a 2-inch of this size, then the head is going to stick out and it's not going to look very nice. So I'll end up getting the other ones that are about 2 inches long, at least 2 inches long, and I'll pre-drill it with a little drill bit at an angle first before I put it in. Okay, there's your last little bit of a tip. Okay, good luck to you.